1 out of every 3 new employees quits within their first 90 days. Think about that for a second. You spend weeks recruiting someone. You interview them, you evaluate them, you make an offer, and you finally get them onto your team. Then there's a 1 in 3 chance they don't even make it through their first 3 months. And here's the part that surprises most business owners. A lot of the time, it's not because you hired the wrong person. It's because the employee never got a clear path to success. They weren't sure what was expected of them. They didn't feel connected to the team. They didn't have the training or support they needed. That's where onboarding comes in. In this video, we're going to walk through the 30, 60, 90-day onboarding plan that helps new employees become confident, productive members of your team. Most companies think onboarding starts the employee's first day. They're thinking onboarding is paperwork, a quick tour of the building, introducing someone to the team, and then saying, let us know if you have questions. But that's not really onboarding, that's orientation. A great onboarding process is about helping someone understand their role, your expectations, your culture, and what success looks like in your company. It's also important to remember how just much a new employee is taking in during those first few weeks. They're not only learning how to perform the duties of the job, they're also learning your systems, your processes, how the team communicates, and who to go to with questions, and all the unwritten expectations that come working with a new company. Something that feels like a simple task to you may not feel simple to them yet. You may have completed the task hundreds of times, but they're still trying to understand the steps, remember where to find the information, and make sure they're doing it the way your company expects. A strong onboarding process recognizes that mental load and gives employees the time, structure, repetition, and support they need to build confidence. The first step on a strong onboarding process is making sure that you're ready before your new employee walks through the door. Most companies wait until the first day to start prepping. That usually means the computer isn't ready, paperwork is missing, no one knows who's supposed to train them, and the new employee spends their first day waiting around. That's not the first impression you want to make. Remember, your new employee is evaluating the company just as much as you're evaluating them. They may be coming from an employer where they were poorly trained, unsupported, or promised things that never happened. Because of that experience, they may be watching closely for signs that your company will be more of the same. If their first morning feels disorganized, no one seems to know they're starting, or they're left sitting alone without direction, those can feel like major red flags. In some cases, a new employee may go to lunch and decide to not come back. Before your employee arrives, make sure you do the following. Send a welcome to the team email explaining what they should expect their first day, what they need to bring, who they'll be meeting with, and the appropriate dress code. A nice touch is taking them to lunch on their first day. If you plan to do that, let them know ahead of time and ask if they have any dietary restrictions. Make sure their computer, email, and system access is ready. You need to have the payroll and new hire paperwork prepared. Benefits information available, uniforms, tools, or equipment ready if needed. Your training schedule created, their first week planned out, a mentor or an onboarding buddy assigned. The goal is simple. When the employee walks through the door, they should feel like you were excited and prepared for them to join your team. That preparation immediately sends the message that your company is organized, that their role matters, and that you're invested in helping them succeed. The second step of a strong onboarding process is focusing on that first week, which is where you're building confidence. Most companies try to cram everything in that first week. They give new employees a stack of paperwork, a handbook, a long list of processes, and expect for them to absorb everything immediately. But that can quickly feel like drinking from a fire hose. The goal of the first week is not to teach them everything. It's to help them feel comfortable, supported, and confident enough to keep learning. During the first week, your employees should learn who your company is and what you stand for, how your team works together, what their role looks like, what expectations need to be met, who they can go to for help. They should have the opportunities to job shadow, practice core responsibilities, and ask questions along the way. Do not assume that because information was explained once, the employee fully understands it. Give them time to process what they're learning, ask follow-up questions, and see how the work is performed in real-life situations. It is also important to understand how that employee learns best. Some people learn by watching, others need written instructions, hands-on practice, repetition, or a combination of all of that. Taking the time to understand their learning style can help you train them more effectively and reduce frustration for both the employee and the person responsible for training them. This is also where having a mentor or onboarding buddy can make a huge difference. New employees often have questions they don't feel comfortable asking their manager right away. Having someone they can go to makes the transition easier and gives them a safe place to ask questions and helps them feel like more part of the team faster. Step 3 of the onboarding process is focusing on days 1 through 30, and that's where you're focusing on learning. New employees aren't fully productive immediately. The first 30 days should really be about learning. Your employees should be focused on understanding their role, learning your systems and processes, completing training, building relationships with the team, and getting comfortable asking questions. Managers should also schedule regular check-ins throughout the first month. A good cadence is to sit down at the end of each week to talk about how things are going, what the employee learned, where they may be struggling, and anything they would like to discuss. This also gives good time to review their progress and set goals for the following week. Giving them a clear idea of what is coming next helps them leave for the weekend feeling prepared and gives them something to work towards when they return. If you as a manager don't have the capacity to hold these weekly conversations, someone else from your team should be assigned to do so. That could be a department lead, supervisor, mentor, or another trusted member of the team. The important thing is that someone is consistently checking in. Do not wait until a problem comes up. Be proactive. Ask questions like, how is everything going? Do you feel like you have the tools you need? What questions do you have? What was something you struggled with this week? Is there anything that has been different than what you were expecting? Towards the end of the employee's first month, it can also be helpful to schedule job shadowing with other departments or roles. This gives them a better understanding of how their work affects the rest of the company and how different teams work together and where their role fits into the bigger picture. At the end of the first 30 days, consider having your HR department conduct stay interviews. A stay interview gives the employee a more private opportunity to share how the experience has been going, whether expectations are met, and if there are concerns they may not feel comfortable bringing directly to their manager. It can also help you identify turnover risks early while there is still time to address them. Step 4 is focusing on days 31 to 60, where you're building independence. Most companies have a plan for the first week, but then the onboarding process disappears. This is where employees can start to feel disconnected. During days 31 through 60, the goal is to help your employee build independence while becoming stronger in the fundamentals of the job. They should start working more independently, taking on more responsibility, applying what they've learned, building confidence in their role, and strengthening the core skills and responsibilities they rely on every day. This is also where clearly defined milestones become especially important. By this point, you should be able to identify what the employee should know, what they should be able to complete, and how independently they should be able to perform certain tasks. Those milestones should be realistic, measurable, and appropriate for where they are in the training process. For example, instead of saying they should be getting better at the job, define what that actually means. Should they be able to complete a specific task without assistance? Should they be able to manage a certain number of calls, jobs, or customer interactions? Should they be able to use a system accurately or follow a process from beginning to end? The more specific the milestone, the easier it is for both the employee and the manager to understand whether progress is being made. Feedback should continue throughout this phase, not just at the end of it. Let the employee know what they are doing well, where they're meeting expectations, and where they still need additional coaching or practice. If they're falling behind on a milestone, you need to address it early. Determine whether they need clearer instructions, more repetition, additional training, or a different approach. Remember, employees want to know whether they're succeeding. They want to feel valued and they want opportunities for growth. No one wants to feel like they're failing at their job. Clear expectations, measurable milestones, and regular feedback give them the confidence to continue taking ownership in their role. Step 5 is focusing on days 61 to 90, where you're going to be focusing on their performance. Onboarding does not stop after the first 2 months. The 90-day mark is often where employees begin thinking more seriously about their future with the company. By this point, they are more comfortable with the team, more familiar with the day-to-day responsibilities, and starting to understand what working for your company will really be like. This is also when they may begin asking themselves, is this the right company for me? At the 90-day mark, you should review how they are performing, what goals they've achieved, any additional training they need, areas where they can continue growing, and their long-term path with the company. This conversation should not only focus on what the employee has accomplished so far, it should also help them see what may be possible in the future. Talk with them about their career goals and the opportunities available within your company. Paint a realistic picture of where they could be in the next few years if they continue developing their skills and performing well. That could mean taking on more advanced responsibilities, earning certifications, moving into a lead or supervisory role, learning another department, or progressing into management. Be honest about what those opportunities require. Explain the skills, experience, performance, and milestones they need to demonstrate to move forward. Employees are more likely to stay when they can see themselves continuing to grow. Most people do not want to leave a job simply for the sake of leaving. But if they feel like they're standing still or that their career goals cannot be reached within your company, they may feel forced to look elsewhere. A clear career path gives them something to work towards and shows them that you're invested not only in the job that they're doing today, but also in the employee they can become. The biggest onboarding mistake we see in companies is treating onboarding like an event instead of a process. Onboarding is not just the first day, it's not just paperwork, it's not just training, it's a structured plan that helps employees understand their job, connect with your company culture, and become successful members of your team. You get what you put in. You are investing in this person. The more time and training you put into them, the better they will perform and the better they will feel about their job. If you take away one thing from this video, remember this. Great employees don't become great employees by accident. They need direction, support, and a clear path to success. By preparing before day one, creating a strong first week, and following a 30, 60, 90-day onboarding plan, you can help new hires become productive faster and improve employee retention. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Recruit for Business for more recruiting and HR strategies. And if you need help improving your hiring, onboarding, or employee retention process, visit our website at recruitforbusiness.com to learn how our team can help you. Thank you.